Today, Minecraft has just added its first new weapon we've seen in years, and that brand new weapon is actually called the Mace. A hammer-like thing which actually gives you plenty of reasons to go to the trial chambers now, because the way we actually craft this thing is actually by going through the trial chambers itself, which, by the way, the trial chambers have actually seen quite a number of updates now, because according to the changelog, there should be a whole host of brand new types of rooms and trials and stuff. But to get the items we need to craft the Mace, we actually need to, handle these guys and actually get ourselves a vault key, which is just what we managed to get right here. And yeah, the vault actually has been given quite a few number of changes as well, because now it keeps in mind like several different types of things, such as say with stackables and other different types of things like that, and we were not very lucky in that one. From the looks of things so far, I've not seen any new like trial chamber generation yet, but sooner rather than later we should run into something that's a little unfamiliar, because the breeze now actually has another new type of drop we could find, which I am failing to show off in survival right now. Okay, forget playing through this, let's just show you, because when we actually kill it, then we now actually get a chance of having breeze rods. Yeah, I think sort of a jokey item we were just, expecting to see kind of, but also not kind of expected, but now breeze rods are actually a thing. On top of that, there's a whole host of new type of loot you can find inside of these new vaults, such as say, something you might expect to find inside of here, but also some that's completely unique to the trial chambers. One of which being a brand new banner pattern called Flow, which when used on a banner itself, actually gives you this type of pattern we can see right here. It's a very swirly and a very, inwards type of design, and one very, very fitting for a structure like this. Oh, we even got emerald blocks from this one. Okay, I'm getting extremely unlucky when it comes to these vaults, but basically, you have a small but rare chance of actually finding a brand new type of item called the heavy core. And we combine a breeze rod, which, by the way, if you just want a breeze rod and craft it, you can use it to make wind charges, but if you use that and a heavy core, then you get the Mace. If you're on Java, then of course you're going to get the cooldown effect, but it's only mildly slower than just normal swords. And when just hitting mobs, it takes about 3 hits, especially to hit a bog, but with the normal netherite sword, it takes 2 hits, so it's maybe not quite as good in that sense. And ooh, by the way, this looks like a new room with a whole bunch of vaults inside of here. But yeah, normally it's only just a little less good than, say, like a normal netherite sword. Where you get the benefits from is actually when you get a critical hit, because critical hits usually, when you do it correctly, gives you a little bit more extra damage, but now, if you actually do a critical hit while using a mace, it will actually scale up depending on how far down you actually fell. So if we fell, say, from the top of this one tree and we fall down right on this guy, then we can see that guy was dead in 1 hit, when it normally takes about 3. And I think it really scales up really, really high, especially if you go super, super high up. So say we're all the way up here, there's that iron golem down there, and if I want to crit hit it, then I can actually do that and possibly kill it in 1 hit. Though, if I mess it up, if I don't get the hit, then I will take the fall damage. If I get the hit, then I won't take any fall damage, but yeah, I missed and I died. So this thing, it's really dependent on like your skill and how well you can aim and time your attack. So say from up here, if I jump down, then I hit it pretty well. And yeah, I didn't kill in 1 hit, but yeah, if you can master this thing, then you could get some critical hits from like pretty much no effort at all. From the looks of things, you can't use an enchanting table on it, but you can use an anvil from the looks of things. And actually, I just thought, if these things could be scaled up pretty much like just dependent on how high you are, can you one-hit the Ender Dragon? Like, if you do it correctly, is it possible for you to do that? Theoretically, you should be able to, because just so long as you fall from a high enough distance, you should be able to give just enough damage to kill the Ender Dragon in 1 single hit. But there's only one way to find out, and that's by waiting for this thing to get in the center, which is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. It knows what I'm thinking. Okay, what if I follow it and I just drop from here? Can I? Nope. Okay, it's in the center. So if I drop from, say, up here and I hit it, oh, I missed. That's totally me to miss. Like, come on. Okay, round two. Ooh, that was a strong hit. That was a really good hit. So if I go up even higher, wait for you to go back in the center. Okay, and drop down, and no, why did I miss it again? Okay, one more try, come on. Would it be more appealing to go to the center if I get rid of these tower things? Yes, really appealing. Ooh, that was really good. Look at that. I fell like probably 200 feet from the sky, and ooh, that was a good hit. Actually, instead of just going up myself, why don't I just TP me when this thing's in the center. Okay, last try, come on. But I think so far this does prove that if you get enough height, if your aim is good enough, you could one-hit the dragon. You could probably one-hit the wither. You could probably one-hit, like, anything in the game. Like, this new weapon is, like, so overpowered, and I think apart from, like, its 2D texture, we can see in my hand right here, everything else about this thing is just absolutely phenomenal. But, okay, let's give this another try. We're falling from 300 blocks in the sky, and why did I miss it again? Come on! I could tell why this is such a hard thing to master, but if you master it, this is gonna revolutionize how you do combat inside of Minecraft. Like, seriously revolutionize it. So there is plenty of different ways you can keep and maintain this one item, and speaking of keeping and maintaining, there's actually a bunch of other different types of things you could find inside the Trial Chambers now, such as a new pottery sherd, and a new smithing template. The pottery sherd design makes this type of pot, which kinda is really similar to, like, say, the banner pattern. But in terms of the new smithing template, this is actually the design you'll manage to get from here. And yeah, a lot of these smithing templates, it's kind of hard to tell the difference in some of them, but I feel like this really screams like Trial Chambers, especially with all the swirly patterns and things like that. All these things you will find inside the Trial Chambers with, by the way, this new room has, like, such a huge number of these vaults we can see right here. Like, I think I saw 6 or something like that. Like, seriously, there is a ton of, like, these things around the place, including, like, other types of smithing templates I didn't even know about. Wait, this is a new one too. I didn't even know about this. I thought there was just the one, but apparently there's 2 smithing templates that's being introduced inside the snapshot. So this is what the flow armor trim actually looks like, and this is what the bolt armor trim looks like. And yeah, again, like, there's probably not, like, a huge amount of differences between these trims and, like, other types of trims, but the fact that there is some inside this trial chamber, and more than one, if that really adds, like, more incentive to come to these one structures. And again, there's, like, 13 vaults inside this one single new room. Like, it's almost comical how many of these vaults you can find inside here now. And we got another one, and another one, and we just keep finding them. So, like, even though I'm still not completely on board with this, like, 1 key per vault thing, I feel like the fact that there's so many of these vaults inside this trial chamber now kind of balances things out just a little bit in some cases. But they did say new rooms as in plural, I assume, so let's see what other types of things we could find. Okay, this looks like the one we found earlier, just without the spider thing in the center. Or actually, no, this is a similar one. It's a similar layout, but it's not entirely the same. Like, the size and shape of the room is the same, and there we go, we finally managed to get one of these things. One of the heavy cores after going through like 14 or 15 of these trial chambers. So, yeah, these things are not going to be the most common things you're going to find in the world, but when you find them, when you can make that mace, it is going to make things so much more worth it. And this looks to be like some form of parkour. Like, you don't really see many parkour, like, aspects inside of, like, structures, but the trial chambers do hold that exception, as we can see. And it looks like some of the old, like, loot tables is still the same. Like, we are getting diamonds, we are still getting emeralds and things like that. But they are still keeping in mind, like, stackables and inventory issues. So they are trying to keep, like, if there is a non-stackable item that is, like, really, like, uncommon or something like that, I believe is what the changelog said. But now after all these changes and all these additions and stuff like that, something I keep asking myself is, will this update live up to the hype of other updates, say like 1.16 or something like that? Because again, it's only one structure, but considering everything you find inside this one structure, and all the layers of complexity, and all the things you could find, and everything else like that, I don't know, it's hard to say, but I feel like it's inching itself closer into being one of those, like, fondly remembered updates when it releases. But let me know what you think of these changes down below, but for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.